July 4th. The 4th of July in the United States of America is celebrated as our Independence Day, the day of our nation's independence from the United Kingdom. And the summer solstice was just recently on June 20th. I'm looking at this map that I made, and I gotta share it. It's my favorite thing. So this is the wheel of the year. This is the wheel of the year. This is the summer solstice here. So I represented it with like the with the image of the full moon. These are moon symbols here. These are moon symbols here for like the waxing moon, the full moon, the half moon, but I've used them to represent the wheel of the year, with the summer solstice, the winter solstice, the equinoxes right and left here, the cross quarter days. And then I've also charted on here, I know it's hard to see, I've charted on here the phases of the moon. The moon waxes to a full moon and wanes to a new moon every month. So these are all months. So I'll probably do a more in-depth episode about the wheel of the year and about how all things are breathing. I talk about that a little bit in my vocal class, the innate instrument. So if you're interested in that, and you want something on it now, check that out. But what I was getting at in this episode is that the summer solstice was on June 20th. And when I'm thinking about the summer solstice, there's in the wheel of the year, there's the seasons move from the winter solstice to the summer solstice and back to the winter solstice. So this is reflective of how all things are breathing. All things are breathing. All things go through their inhale cycle and their exhale cycle. All things ebb and flow. And this is true for the year. And the summer solstice, that's the zenith of the year. That's when the sun is as high in the sky as it's going to be. And then it starts its retreat back down south. So this is in the northern hemisphere when the days are the longest. This is when the days are the longest. This is when we have the most light before the light starts to go back. And these cycles of inhale and exhale, ebbing and flowing, waxing and waning, this is the cycle of life and death. And it's also the cycle of birth. It's the cycle of birth and death. And both birth and the return happen in the energetic space of the pure absolute feminine. I know I've been meaning to do episodes about the feminine, but I've got a lot that needs to be said right now. So I'm going to be moving through a bunch of different things. So it's from the feminine that all things, through which all things die and through which all things are born. The feminine is the portal. And all things are created from that absolute, the womb of the absolute, that pure feminine womb through which all things come. And I'm looking at the wheel of the year and this summer solstice that we just had at the end of June. And I've been tracing my insights, what's happening in my life, and what's coming through for me spiritually. And I would have anticipated that with summer solstice, this is a time where the fruits come to ripen. This is a time where we begin the harvest from the seeds that were planted, from the new birth that was started in the winter solstice, that has grown throughout the spring and has come to fruition in the summer solstice. And this happens every month with the lunar phases and with the menstrual cycle. In the new moon, that's like the transition between the menstrual phase and the follicular phase. And that's when we can start the intentions. That's where those intentions start to grow, and then they grow through the full moon. The full moon, that's the ovulatory phase. And then they start to decline again back towards the menstrual phase. So new moon to full moon, back to new moon. New moon waxing into full moon and waning down to new moon. And this cycle can be seen everywhere you look. This is part of the magic of the holographic nature of the universe. It's all breathing. It's all breathing. So in the year, the summer solstice, that's the height of the growth. That's the height of the growth. And personally, I've been feeling this past spring, some of the things that I've been feeling have been awakening into feminine energy, for one, learning about this divine womb, and also having, when what I would expect is a growing and a proliferation, what I'm finding in my life is more of a stripping away. There's ideas that I hold. There's things in my life that just don't hold as much weight as they used to. It's either just becoming less important to me, or I just can't be there for that right now. I just can't be there for that. But what's perpetually nourishing for me is being with spirit. So this spring, while I've tried to have this proliferation phase on all of my ideas that I think ought to come to fruition, I find myself running up against a wall. And so what I've been having to do this spring is set things down. I was at an occupational therapy conference one year. I'm a doctor of occupational therapy. I have a private practice. I work with folks one-on-one. I also do group work. And I was at an occupational therapy conference one year, and there was this therapist who works with the dying. And he was telling this story of the stories that the dying people would share with him. I think he was collecting these stories, and he shared these words from this woman who was slowly dying. And she says that she was leaving things behind her, like someone who takes off the clothes when they no longer need them in the place that they're going. And I think about this image. And it's so moving to me. And that's how I've been feeling. I feel, even though it's been this period of growth from the winter solstice through the spring equinox and now up to the summer solstice, I'm feeling like things are dropping off of me, like clothes that I no longer need. Things are just dropping away, and what I'm left with is my spiritual focus, my spiritual energy, my spirit, my soul, my God, our oneness. This is the most important thing to me, more so now than ever. It's just what is. It's just what has been happening in my life. Seems like there can be no other way for me. And as I've been leaning into that, I've also been feeling more of a collective sense of self. So there's the individual, there's life, expression, creation, God. It's all God. There's the expression of God on the individual level. And there's also the expression on collective levels, on a variety of collective levels. There's families, collective levels as family. There's collective level of species. There's collective level of cells that form my thumb, which is different and of course related to the collective level of cells that form my hand and my whole body, and yours as well. There's a collective level of creation that contains us both. Probably multiple levels of collective creation that contain us both. And what I've been feeling is, as I'm dropping these, I haven't even found a word for them. I don't know. It's like I'm calling them by their metaphor. It's like I'm dropping these clothes that just no longer fit. For example, it's like I'm dropping my participation in grind culture. I'm taking the risk that I will be okay. I am okay. I am okay in this instant, and I will be okay. I will be okay because I am okay. I am fundamentally okay. I am loved. I am worthy. I am continuous with the source of all abundance. I am held. I am held. I am cared for. There's challenging things that come my way, for sure. There's things that are not to my preference, for sure. And that's okay. It is okay. I still don't like it, and I will get upset. Sometimes I do get upset. And also, I'm okay. I'm okay. So I'm taking off these garments that no longer fit, because the idea that I need to work myself to the point of my own detriment, under the idea that if I don't, I won't be okay, or if I don't, I won't be worthy, these are false. And the more I lean into spirit, the more I know, I know that that's false. So it's getting to that point for me where it's worth it. It's beyond worth it. It's required for me. It's just where I am, and it's where I'm going. I'm at this point where it's like I can't live the energy of grind culture, participation in capitalism and patriarchy in America, working ourselves to the bone, denying ourselves our right to rest. I can't participate I can't participate in that in coexistence with what I know is true. I can't. So it's just falling off of me. It's falling off of me. And as this spring, I'm just going through this stripping of self, this stripping of how I've known myself, and how I've participated with other people, how I've participated with ideas and energies. As I'm going through this stripping of self, I'm finding myself left with spirit. I'm left with my dharma. My dharma. Dharma is a Sanskrit word, and there are a variety of translations that I've heard, and the one that really resonates the most with me is something along the lines of in alignment with truth. Walking in alignment with truth. And that's all I've got time for at this point. It's Dharma. It's Dharma. So I'm left with Dharma. I'm left with whatever it is that I can do in this moment that's in alignment with truth. And the next moment. And the next moment. in alignment with truth. And as I'm walking this dharmic path, walking my dharmic path, I'm feeling myself in a kind of plurality. I'm feeling myself as of the collective, as of the family. Specifically, I'm feeling myself as a part of the community who is awake to spiritual truth, and who is living their dharma, because they can't not, because they know the truth. So this is not folks who are doing good deeds and trying really hard and trying to be a good person. These are some of the things that fall away in the light of truth. There's no striving. There's no striving that anybody needs to do. You are exactly what you are. You are the divine. You are intrinsically connected to me and to all things and to each other and to source itself. And you could never not be. There's no striving. There's no striving. There's nothing that you need to try for. You've got it. You've got it. You've got this. We do. And so what I'm feeling as I'm having this stripping of habitual senses of self that no longer fit me, I'm feeling myself as a part of the us that is doing this awakening dharma, doing this awakening work, who's living their revolution. This is a personal revolution. This is an individual revolution. This is the turning around. The revolution is the turning around. I'm no longer interested in exploring these habitual ways of knowing myself, in separateness, in better than or less than, in anything related to what is ultimately ephemeral, which is much of what we recognize and interact with and present ourselves with and see each other as in society as I have known it. And these things are wonderful, like these beautiful colors. They're ultimately ephemeral. This fabric will not last forever. This color will not last forever. This is my favorite color right now, by the way. I just every time I see this bright yellow, I just have to stare at it. My energy just needs this right now. I love it. So I love it. And it won't last. It won't last. And that's okay. Like, that's not a problem. We still love it. It's not something that we need to throw away. But these, I'm lovely. I'm lovely. And all of this will fade away. And I love myself. And this is also, this is not myself fundamentally, because what I am is eternal. What I am is true, and what is true is always true. So this is how this aspect of creation is presenting right now, which is wonderful. It's wonderful. And as I've just had created some distance for myself from the sense of self that's ultimately limited. And because it's limited, it can't coexist with the truth of me and we and this as unlimited. So, as I've been leaning into that, I'm feeling myself more plural. I'm feeling into the collective. And this is wonderful because we're wonderful. We are all creations of the divine. We are all the divine, and we are also creators. And it's wonderful to feel this connection with my kin, and also to feel the support of this network of folks who are doing this awakening work, folks who are doing their personal revolution. That's what I mean by it. It's a personal revolution. I don't mean the people who are doing good works. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. I am connected with them as well. But it's everyone who's doing this revolutionary personal work. I'm feeling that connection in vibration. And I'm also feeling us as a collective, us as a society, and what we've planted and what it's time to harvest. The summer solstice is a time to take a look at the fruits from the seeds that were planted. And I kind of expected, I kind of expected the springtime to be like a lot of hard work, a grind even. I kind of thought it could be nice to feel successful in American grind culture. And I haven't been able to do it. Because it can't coexist with truth. There's other ways to exchange energy. There's nothing wrong with money or business or anything like that. But I can't live grind culture any longer. So my spring was different than I thought. And my summer solstice is different than I thought because the spring was different than I thought it would be. So the fruits that are coming to bear during this summertime harvest, as I'm witnessing in my connection with the collective, I'm witnessing fruits of hatred, fruits of war, fruits of, in the United States, we have such deep political divisiveness. And people are scared, and people are angry. In America, we have profound racism. We have a historical legacy of profound racism and casteism. And I, as this emerging sense of a collective self and knowing myself in truth, and also coming to witness the fruits, my fruits, I, as the collective, these are my fruits. They're our fruits. This is what we've planted. Maybe we didn't know that we were planting. Maybe we didn't know. Surely we didn't know. Because these seeds can't coexist with knowing. These seeds can only live in ignorance. And it's time to harvest. It's time to pull those fruits and to witness those fruits. And when this came to me around the summer solstice, I was like, oh, this is, I, I don't want that fruit. I don't want that fruit. That doesn't seem very tasty. I think it would be nice if things were getting nicer. I think it would be nice if things would be nice. And I do. I do. That's still my preference, to be clear. That's Katie's preference. Like this, I've got preferences. I've got a favorite color. And that's wonderful. So I was initially, I mean, maybe disappointed is putting it strongly. Surprised is accurate, and also disgusted is honest. I felt accountable, and I felt surprised at how much there was to witness and how much I had the capacity to witness. And I felt grateful that I had the capacity to witness. I felt gratitude. When I feel gratitude, I feel it right here in my heart. I feel it in the center of my heart. And it feels like my heart opens when I feel gratitude. Because I'm in receptivity. I'm in allowance. And I feel gratitude that I have the capacity to witness these karmic fruits. And I feel grateful that I have the capacity to feel, in connection with the collective, accountability. As an individual, I feel accountability, and I can hold more accountability when I have a sense of self as and with the collective. I can hold more accountability, and I'm grateful for that, because I also can hold the truth. I can hold the truth that we're all in this together. And I'm feeling this human sensation of disgust and guilt and shame, while I'm also feeling gratitude and accountability and opportunity and truth and peace. I know peace. I know that we are one and that we are okay. We are okay. And it's time to witness. It's time for accountability. It's time for responsibility, and it's time for togetherness. And that's what this summer solstice has been for me. It's been this witnessing of the fruits and eating in that accountability, eating what we planted. We're reaping what we've sown. And also in Ayurveda, which is a sister science to yoga and Jyotish, which is the science of light, Vedic astrology, Ayurveda is the science of life. In Ayurveda, they talk about Agni. Agni is the digestive fire here. And I've been leaning into fierce faith from right here. There have been things in my life that have been challenging me, and I am aligning to fierce faith, to hold unwavering eye contact with what I know is true. I know that we are in this together. I know that we are infinite. I know that we are okay. We are continuous with abundance. Our true nature is peace. Our true nature is bliss. And I will hold unwavering eye contact with those truths in the face of any challenge in my life. I'm returning to that fierce faith. And right here, this is the digestive fire. In Ayurveda, you need this Agni in order to eliminate that which you no longer need, and to assimilate and digest and turn your food into your being. When you inhale, you change the air. I talked about this in my vocal class. When you inhale, you are taking in the air that we share in collective space. You're taking in the air and you're making it yours. And when you exhale, you release it. You give yourself. In your exhale, you release what has been changed by you. It's changed through the energy of Agni, through that digestive fire. So this summer, as we're eating the fruits of our karma, as I'm eating the collective fruits that we have sown, and it's 4th of July, I'm thinking of the collective fruits of we as the United States of America, what we have sown. The land of the free, holding people enslaved. And this legacy is here for us to witness. The land of the free and the brave. And we are brave. And we are free. We are fundamentally free. The freedom songs. The freedom songs. The Black American freedom songs. There is so much wisdom there. There's so much wisdom and knowing of freedom and knowing of peace. This is true. This is true. We are brave. We are brave. And it's this fierce faith, this fierce fire, this fierce flame inside. This is our courage. And this is our digestive fire through which we can process. We need not be afraid to witness the fruits of what we have sown, because we can process this through faith, not through shame, through accountability, but not through shame, not through separation, through togetherness, Because that's true, and we can know that. We can know that through our fierce faith. As we're eating these karmic fruits, hold that fierce faith. Hold that fierce faith. And as we turn from the summer solstice, as the year starts to wane, we return down to the nadir of the year in the winter solstice. This is the yin time. This is back to the womb. This is back to the womb of infinite creativity. As the year turns from summer solstice to winter solstice, we return into the all-accepting embrace of death. We witness our fruits and we return them to the earth, into the embrace of the earth. There's forgiveness there. There's acceptance there. There's peace in the stillness and the unity, in the silence of death, of the winter solstice, of the womb, of the night. And as we turn and return back to this quietude, we will have the opportunity to be born again. We will have the opportunity to create anew. Because that's what we are. We are creator. We are creation creating. We are the universe knowing itself and expressing itself in absolutely everything it does, in absolutely every way. And we have the opportunity now, through fierce faith, to plant new seeds. And this is not only an opportunity that comes with the winter solstice, because remember the chart. Remember the chart, the moon. The moon moves through this cycle every month. Consider your breath. Consider night and day. Consider the beating of your heart. We have an opportunity in every instant to return to source, to witness what we've created, accept it, understand that it is part of what is. And in that acceptance that it is part of what is, it could never not be part of what is. In its being part of what is, it is included, it is embraced, it's forgiven. In this embrace, it's forgiven. And it returns to death like every other instant. Like every breath you let go of, that's it. That breath is done. And there's grief there. Can you feel it? I feel it every autumn. I feel it every month. It's okay to grieve. It's a human emotion, and we are here for our human experience. This is part of our experience. It's okay to grieve if that's part of what it takes to say goodbye. And we will say goodbye. We say goodbye in every instant. The breath is gone in every instant. We say goodbye and we say hello in every instant. And in every instant, we have an opportunity to take it all back to zero. To take it all back down to the 0 point and try something new. So on this Independence Day, I'm celebrating, as an American, I'm celebrating my liberty, my freedom, and my bravery, and my brotherhood in every breath. Today and every day, in every breath. Thank you. Thank you for your breath. Thank you for your heart. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for your truth and your revolution. It feels so good to be here with you. Sat Nam.